Time online is secure and safe. So from my end also, I'm going to be giving you some tips.
The way in which she articulated
From the very beginning.
I knew that you were one of us.
Education, good books. Education, not looks. Education, good brain. Education, that's great.
Are you all ready to hear a story? Good.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to school. It's been a while. My name is Teacher Tech, and I'm so excited to be your favorite teacher this year. Let me tell you now, I am sometimes very firm, but today I'll be just fun and friendly. Understand that I'm passionate about shaping your minds, and from this moment, let's put our all into education. Our topic today is education recovery. Have you heard about it before? If not, no worries. You can expect to learn all about education recovery this morning as we look at the Ministry of Education's recovery program. In fact, by the end of this class, you should be better able to talk about education recovery. You would know the term after all. You would know the persons for whom the program has been designed. You will understand how the program will unfold over the next few weeks and months, the agencies with which the Ministry of Education is partnering, and finally, what the future of education should look like at least 2 years from now. Please feel free to ask me questions or share your ideas. You can use the interactive section below. Section, that is. I really look forward to our conversation within the next hour or so. Now, let me begin this morning by talking a little bit about this thing called education recovery. In this time of COVID-19, and in our unique case of volcanic eruption, there is a lot of talk about the recovery of learning. Some people say academic recovery, others say education recovery, and you may have even heard learning loss recovery. A lot of fancy terms, eh? But they all speak to the same thing. They all speak to the same thing, which is simply picking up the pieces and moving on, following the extended and repeated school closures which forced you to learn remotely. But what sort of challenges did you in St. Vincent and Grenadines face while learning remotely? Think about your challenges. And why is education recovery? Why is a recovery program necessary at this time? Here's a parent and a student outlining a few of the challenges of online learning, and the Deputy Chief Education Officer setting the context as to why education recovery is important at this time.
She really struggled with the online aspect of learning, as she's a child that thrives on face-to-face interactions, which meant I had to spend a little more time getting her motivated.
Most of the time, when we're on online classes, we might have difficulties in the internet and the background noise.
Our students in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have lost substantial instructional time due to dengue, COVID-19 pandemic, and the recent volcanic eruptions, which translate into substantial losses in learning. This recovery program provides the necessary academic, emotional, and psychosocial support to get our children back on track. I urge students, parents, teachers, and persons in the various communities to support the program as we work together to recover.
Now, I hope that helps you a little bit to understand a little more what education recovery is all about. And I encourage you to do a little bit of research on your own. Now, throughout the class this morning, but particularly in this segment, we've been looking at the targets of the recovery program. Who stands to benefit? Who exactly are the activities of the recovery program designed for? We'll now hear how primary and secondary school students are being catered for in the ROLES vacation sessions. Of course, ROLES is an acronym for Recovery of Learning and Emotional and Psychosocial Support, especially those going into their exit years. We're going to hear how they are being catered for.
The purpose of the ROLES program is to assist students in developing the skills and knowledge that they didn't do too well on during online school. Some schools are taking the opportunity to grab the students who did not log into online school at all. Our data shows that about 7% of the students did not log in.
We are trying to get our students ready for the CPA because these are grade 5 going to 6, and given the situation with the Lassa Frere, the COVID-19, we were online for a very long time. It's not easy doing the portfolio online, getting the book reports, the essays, and those things organized, because we need to have the children with us so that we can make these corrections and to guide them along the way.
I just want to encourage all of the parents to send the children out to the ROLES vacation sessions. It's targeting the students who are going to grade 6 and those who are going into Form 5, but some schools are also including other grades.
Now, I know that you would appreciate that it's important for the students, particularly those writing exit exams in 2022, to catch up, to get back on track, having lost so much time since the pandemic broke in March of 2020. Now, we are going to look at special education needs and disabilities, because students with special education needs and disabilities and primary school students in the early grades, and here we are talking about grades K to 4, are also expected to benefit tremendously from the ministry's education recovery program. Let's take a look at a video that would help us to better understand how these students are being catered for.
In every community worldwide, persons with disabilities are among the most marginalized. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is no exception. With the advent of COVID-19 and the Laissez-faire eruptions, students with disabilities were further marginalized. The Ministry of Education, in its quest to ensure quality education and to eliminate inequalities within the educational system, has sought to ensure that students with disabilities would benefit from the programs that are in place.
The early childhood years are the most critical in a child's life. Now, the science behind it validates it. It says that whatever we do with them, whatever holistic activities that we engage them in, they basically geared towards the future. Now, children at this stage need to be strengthened in numeracy and literacy skills. They also need to be set on a path for future success. And so as educators, we are called upon to engage these students. We are called upon to create learning environments that are optimal for learning. We are also called upon to help them to grow. And so K to 4 is seen as a prime time for engaging them.
So you see there, we just heard from two representatives of educational institutions, one from the Ministry of Education, that's the special needs officer, who spoke on students' marginalization, and another from the St. Vincent Grenadines Community College. She's a lecturer in the division of lecturer in the division of teacher education, and she spoke about the importance of really strengthening students in the foundation years, which really validates the program's emphasis on students in grades K to 4. Now, another very important program, another very important component, I should say, of the recovery program is what we call the psychosocial component. And we are going to listen now to a school counselor who's going to explain to us what psychosocial support is. And we are also going to talk to the senior education officer for early childhood development, who is going to tell us about how the department is targeting parents. So we're seeing here that there are different categories of students being targeted from the program. That means that there are activities that are designed specifically for the different categories of students, but parents are also being targeted. All right, so let's look now at this video.
When we talk about the psychosocial support, we are talking about being there for the children, supporting them in their needs. It is important to have this program with the children because it helps them to feel love, help them to feel relaxed, calm, and it also helps them to solve problems as well.
In the early childhood subsector, we will be working with the parents of our little ones. During and after the volcanic explosions, parents, especially those who were in shelters, were extremely stressed out, with some even displaying violent behaviors. Parents who are in this state can offer little help to their children. And as we are aware, the parent-child relationship
is critical for ensuring that children build resilience and lifelong learning.
Now, students, I think that you better count yourselves lucky, you know. Do you know that we are having a very relevant session today? It actually coincides with the launch of the Ministry of Education's Academic Recovery Program. And in saying that, we want to recognize that although the program is being officially launched today, there are some activities that have taken place before. And in the early childhood subsector, for example, just a few weeks ago, there was an early stimulation program happening in the shelters. And at this time, we're going to look at one of the videos that was captured to stimulate the children of the early childhood subsector in the shelters.
We are going to look at numbers. We are going to look at numbers. And number 1 goes straight down. So Aiden has 1 little pen. Then we have number 2. And number 2 goes around and straight back. And number 3 goes around and around. Cross and cut it in the middle. Down and cross and cut it in the middle. Number 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4. So good job.
I'm feeling happy that my children are able to learn.
My son and I have been coming here for the past 5 weeks or so, and he has picked up quite a lot. He's very good at his colors, and he's getting along. He still has some way to go with his interaction with children and in a group situation, but he's getting there bit by bit.
Now for homework, I want you to look back at that video that you just saw, and you will do a little assessment and you would write down all the things that you liked, all the things that you observed and you liked in the video. One of the things that I picked up from the very beginning was the involvement of parents in the scene. And I think that was very impressive, and one of the things that the Education Recovery Program emphasizes is the involvement of not just parents but families. And we are now going to turn our attention to a principal who's going to talk about parental engagement, the importance of families getting involved in school activities and in the lives of their children in school.
It is my belief that when everybody from the family is involved in the children's life, they will do better. Here at West St. George, I find family members are involved in their children's life, especially in sporting activities. When we have netball competitions, football competitions, volleyball competitions, we see whole family come out to support the children at wherever they're having the matches. And because of that, we have been doing well in netball. We've been doing well. We are the junior champ right now with netball. We are also fourth in football. We are fourth also in volleyball. And that is because of the support that they get from family members. They attend PTA meetings, especially since the pandemic. We find that a lot of parents have been coming more to PTA meetings. I think because the time is better for them. They generally have it around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I think they're familiar with the technology and they're more comfortable. They're at their home. So we find a lot more parents have been attending PTA meetings. Where we can have some more support, and I don't really blame the parents here so much, is in the academics. And maybe because they cannot give the kind of support that they would like to. But if we can have more support, maybe just being there with them, come and check, find out what is happening with them. See how teachers can help you also. And I believe we'll do better.
Some very good information being shared there. We certainly see how families getting involved in the students' activities and giving them that kind of support at school can very well have a positive impact on their performance in several activities in school. At this time, we would take a break from what we've been doing. Let's take a break for just a few minutes. And in this time, we'll have entertainment from one of our sister schools, Bethel High School, where we have 3 students on instruments, drums, keyboards, and steel pan performing for us Sunshine. Welcome back, students. You look like you enjoyed that performance as much as I did. Sunshine, what an appropriate number to be played in a time like this, when we are picking up the pieces and moving forward in a very positive, with a very positive attitude, you know, and I'm almost certain that there is sunshine at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much to the students of the Bethel High School. So far in the lesson, we've looked at the whole concept of education recovery, and we have looked at the persons that the program is designed for. We've looked at the different categories of students. We've looked at the importance of parental involvement. So we've looked at the parents. And later on, as the program unfolds, we'll see how community engagement is also important. And there's another category: students, parents, community, families. Well, parents, families, and communities. All right, so in this segment of the class, we are going to look at what we call an overview of the implementation plan. How is the program going to unfold? What are the areas of focus that we expect to see in the coming weeks and months? All right, so we are going to hear from some of the key players as it relates to the program, technology and science, what's happening, some of the concepts that are really important, the concept of learning through play as a strategy. And so without anything further, let me introduce the ICT Integration Officer, who will speak about what's happening in technology already and what's expected to happen in the weeks and months ahead. And you will also hear from the music officer in the Ministry of Education in relation to how music, specifically music technology, will help to develop self-awareness and life skills. All right, so we turn our attention now to a video.
The Ministry of Education continues to embrace ICT integration in education. We have partnered with UNESCO and the Commonwealth of Learning to provide professional development sessions to 300 teachers in the area of blended and online strategies, as well as designing and developing online assessment. These courses will be offered once more this academic year. Further to this, the Ministry of Education has offered 600 scholarships to persons to attain skills and earn a certificate with Coursera, Grow with Google, and Udemy. Our CDU website, www.svgcdu.org, continues to offer support to teachers, students, and parents. Parents can use the website to keep up to date with materials and resources from the Ministry of Education, as well as the latest activities of the ministry. They can also use the website as a repository to access worksheets, syllabuses, and interactive websites to support their child or ward at home.
Research has proven that music education is important for the child's social, artistic, and academic development in today's educational environment. The COVID pandemic has taught us a lot. It has taught us that we have to move away from doing education in the old way, but move to a new form of education where we include technology. And the music department, with funding through UNESCO, would be embarking on purchasing, equipping and setting up the music department within the Ministry of Education to meet the needs of the changing academic environment that we find ourselves in post-COVID.
Well, as a teacher, I think I'm beginning to get really excited about the road ahead. Listen to some of the interesting things that are going to be taking place. And I think that in relation to technology, when I think about the apps and games and websites that are recommended for the upcoming academic year, I'm really hoping that you, the students, would have downloaded these apps in particular and are getting familiar so that when school reopens in full and we really begin to delve into the use of these apps, you will be hitting the ground running. All right, so remember to download your apps. You have many to choose from. There are those to help in literacy. We have Reading with Akili. We have, you have them on the screen there. There is Epic. There is Khan Academy, CK12, Feed the Monster. Right, so please check out the apps and get involved, get engaged with the technology. All right, so in speaking about technology, I have to remind you that cyber safety is still an issue, especially when we talk about technology and the fact that you, the students, now have at your disposal tablets issued by the government. We want to encourage you to navigate the internet safely. Navigate the internet safely. I have my tablet and I hope that you have yours in just as good condition. Yes, we need to take care of the tablet, and I know that you know this because the Ministry of Education has been reminding us through its Go Cyber Smart campaign of the importance of hardware security and to really taking care of your gadgets and also navigating safely online. So at this time, before we continue, I'm going to show you a video just to remind you that the internet is a very crucial place and you ought to be safe while you're navigating online.
Yo, what is it? What is it, boy, a day? Dog, I just downloaded this game. Man, this thing bad. Which game are you talking about? Boy, you don't read the group chat? Man, my man get time with it, and plus schoolwork killing me. Which game are you talking about? Dog, the thing named Among Us.
Among Us? I just play it too.
Boy, what you know about Among Us? Move from here, you could hardly write your name. Go sit down. Go on. Sit down. This conversation now for you, here. You little boy. Go play your size. Go up to your baby house. Go on. Cockroach not for day in a full party. Boy, go. Man, go. Move. But those are the here. I download IG. I get plenty likes and followers. Really? Man. Your mother know you on Instagram? Man, with all people number IG. Man, here. I go try the game. Here. And I'll show you if I open IG account. Dog, I still skeptical, you know. Man. But I go think about it. Man, I go do it. Try it. Man, try it. Boy, that mommy coming. I go. You know, boy, what she nice, eh? You lie. Boy, I telling you, that's that can't be your girl. Man, I lucky. What's the girl? What's she name me? Man, the girl named Rosie. And she coming here go meet me today. What's time? What she say? Man, she coming here just now. I call she. I want to see. I want to see. You sure that girl? It's my girl. Why go lie? I want to see. She's taking long answer. Boy, she must be in a van. I saw she want to answer you. Man, the girl coming. The girl coming. She look too good for the with you. Look, she calling me. Me. Hey, Rosie, baby.
Where are you?
I'm right at the crochet board.
We are here too, but we ain't seeing you beside you there.
Just look over at the palm tree.
Oh, we see you.
Okay.
You ain't over there? Yeah. So you coming to me or we coming to you?
No, you come to me.
Rosie? You are Rosie?
Hi, Jackie.
You don't look like the picture you send give me. You not pretty Rosie?
Come, Jackie, baby.
No.
Cyberbullying is real. Cyber predators do exist. Beware of catfishing. Boys and girls, be on the alert. Parents, be vigilant. Go cyber smart and know that the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cybercrime Act 2016 is there to protect you. This is a product of the Go Cyber Smart campaign hosted by the Ministry of Education and National Reconciliation. Well, I could tell that you had a good time with that video. I heard all of the laughter and I'm happy that you found it funny. But remember that there is a very serious message behind the video. Beware of cyber predators, beware of catfishing. If you're not familiar with the terms, look them up for your homework. Okay, the internet, as we said, can be a beautiful place, but it can also be a very dangerous place, and we want you to be safe as you navigate online. Okay, so always remember that. Now we are going back to the lesson, and we are going back to our focus on the implementation plan and some of the elements of the plan there. If we look at our roadmap, which says 2021 to 2023, so you can tell that it's a 2-year program, and some of the things that we see coming out there are parental and community involvement. These are the ingredients of the program. We're seeing monitoring and supervision. We're seeing teacher training. We're seeing after school and vacation programs. And you notice how intricate of a system it is, but they're all the roads are leading to the nucleus, which is education recovery. Of course, one of the elements is provision, the provision of resources. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that now in terms of teacher training and using resources from 2 of the officers in the Ministry of Education. Let's turn our attention to the screen.
The overarching goal for the science education program is to provide quality access to science and technology in education that is appropriate for all students' developmental needs. As part of the education recovery program, science will be placing great emphasis on providing access to quality science education. This will be done through the use of science kits to help develop the science process skills which students might have not been access to during their time away from school. These kits will be portable in the sense that we would want to see science skills being developed even outside of the classrooms. In addition to the science kits, there will be a robotics program which will be introduced into schools, and this will help students to develop their creative thinking skills as well as problem-solving skills. We're looking forward to having a robust science and technology education program in all schools over the next 2 years as we embrace the recovery of learning program.
We are having our students, those at the Schools for Children with Special Needs in Kingston, are currently doing their recovery program in which they're looking at numeracy, literacy, life skills, as well as arts and craft. Those that are in the general educational settings are also being catered for by the recovery program. We have sought to have teachers and other relevant stakeholders come in daily and look at their needs and provide for these needs. Additionally, We recently had a training in neurodiversity, how teachers can better meet the needs of these students within the classroom setting. And a number of our teachers were trained, so we are hoping that this training would be put to good use whenever school reopens. So we are really trying to meet the needs of our students to ensure that they develop in a holistic manner.
So we've been looking at some of the activities that have already and are going to be executed over the next couple of weeks and months for the next 2 years. And we want to look, before we move on, at a particular strategy. It's called Learning Through Play. And this is one of the strategies that the program highly emphasizes. Let's listen now to an Early Learners Program coordinator in the ministry.
According to UNICEF, play is one of the most important ways in which young children gain essential knowledge and skills. The term learning through play is a crucial one, and that is oftentimes overlooked in our society. Our children love to play. All of us grew up playing. And we think that when children play that they are not learning, but this is so much farther from the truth. Playing is how children learn to make sense of the world in which they live. Now, teachers would often make remarks, and even parents do this too. He plays too much. All she does is play, play, play. But in education, we are saying, give the children the opportunities and the environment that promote exploration and hands-on activities. Let them use their initiative. Let them play, gain control of the experiences, and own their learning. Now, in play, students make plans and they follow through. They learn from trial and error. They problem solve. They apply concepts. And they reason logically as they play. They communicate with their classmates, and they can negotiate. And also, children develop critical thinking skills, and they become very creative. A teacher can use this simple game, give the children letters and let them run and hide. Then the teacher can, find these students, and when you're playing hide and seek and you find a child, got you. That child is so excited and would scream for joy. And then that child will in turn have to tell the teacher the name of the letter that they have and the sound of that letter. This brings so much excitement to the classroom. It brings excitement to the students. They are learning, and at the same time, they are having fun, and this is what students love to do.
So we've looked at the whole idea of learning through play, and we have moved through 3 segments of our lesson already. We have looked at the education recovery concept. We've looked at the targets. We've looked at the roadmap 2021 to 2023. And now we are going to talk very briefly about the contribution of partnering agencies. But just before we mention the specific agencies contributing to this particular program, we want to take the opportunity to publicly congratulate the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and that of the Republic of China, Taiwan, on the achievement of 40 years of diplomatic relations. Of course, the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, contributes significantly to education. And so we see it fit to, at this time when we are acknowledging contributions, to do so briefly before we move into the acknowledgement of contributions for this particular program. So here is a video that was produced on the occasion of the celebration this year.
Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. These words of Helen Keller depict the 4 decades of friendship between the governments of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Republic of China and Taiwan. A relationship beyond boundaries, forged in care and respect, and reflected in the smiles of many. Over these 40 years, the Ministry of Education has benefited tremendously, bearing bountiful fruits from initiatives like the Human Resource Development Program.
Each year, the government of the Republic of China Taiwan contributes $100,000, that's roughly 269,000 EC dollars, to the students selected from the primary, secondary, and tertiary schools.
Today I received an award on behalf of my son, Yuvraj Jack of the Bel Air Government School, from the people of China and Taiwan, and I am very grateful for that scholarship which he received today. It will go primarily for his entry into secondary school.
Have you heard about FET, the Foreign English Teachers Program, which allows our Vincentian teachers to practice in Taiwan? What about the International Cooperation and Development Fund, ICDF, volunteer program, through which we have welcomed professionals from Taiwan to experience our education system? Then, there's the ever-popular Ministry of Foreign Affairs, ICDF, scholarships, which have given scores of Vincentians access to higher education while learning Mandarin Chinese.
我在台湾，心里很多，谢谢台湾。Thank you, Taiwan, for an amazing and holistic educational experience. My 2 years at the National Chongqing University are dear to me and will always be remembered and cherished. The staff is professional, reliable, and very supportive. The intercultural exchange, the many famous sites we visited, the food, 2 of my favorites, Chinese dumpling and hot pot.
Short-term vocational training is also available in various fields for our young people to enhance their skills and, of course, experience the diversity of Taiwan's culture.
你好，我叫杜爱chi. Greetings everyone, I am Kamara Foster, proud past student of the Liming Institute of Technology in Taiwan, where I studied culinary arts in Spanish. This has had a great impact on my life as I was able to experience the cultural diversity of Taiwan, also improve my culinary skills, and of course my proficiency in Spanish.
My journey at the Hong Kong University, Taichung, Taiwan was an awesome one. The training I received from this course equipped me with the knowledge and understanding of various aspects of the hospitality industry. It was not only an invaluable chance for me to experience one of the Asian leading educational system, but also mark a wonderful milestone in my life.
We are eternally grateful for this beautiful edifice, our National Public Library, a monument of the generosity of the government and people of Taiwan.
Hey, can I ask you a question? When was the last time you read a good book?
Thanks to the government and people of Taiwan. Because of you, our people are developing their love for books and so much more.
So, I'll ask you again. When was the last time that you read a good book?
The boosting of our school's computerization program in the early stages, the magnanimous donation of school buses, the purchase of steel pans under our Pan Against Crime program. The list is too numerous to mention. As we reflect with much gratitude on the impact of Taiwan's contribution to education in our country, we look ahead with great anticipation, knowing that alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. To SVG and Taiwan, happy 40th anniversary. Happy 40 years of bilateral relations. Long live the friendship between St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Republic of China and Taiwan.
We love you.
Sheshe. Thank you.
There you have it, Taiwan's contribution to education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now we're into the segment where we acknowledge the contribution of the ministry's partnering agencies, and Digicel is acknowledged as a partner. Of course, Digicel was instrumental in the setting up of the Microsoft Teams platform, which the students used extensively while they were learning online. We want to acknowledge the contribution of the OECS Commission with funding from the Global Partnership for Education, who together they are implementing the Academic Recovery Program. We call it the ARP program. So the Ministry of Education's recovery program is like a mixture of many initiatives. One such is the ARP project. Another project comes under UNESCO. So we acknowledge UNESCO for the contribution that it's making towards the recovery efforts in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And there is an ongoing drive right now from UNESCO for the use, the download and use of apps and games. All in keeping. The same thing with the ARP. They have very similar ingredients. And last but not least, we acknowledge the contribution of UNICEF. At this time, we'll hear from the representative from the Eastern Caribbean area, and his name is Dr. Alois Camradille.
On behalf of UNICEF Eastern Caribbean, I would like to commend the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for this great initiative related to the recovery program in the education sector. As you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has compounded the situation of education across the regions. Before COVID-19, we were already facing an education crisis, and then has become worse. As a result, we had thousands of children that have been left behind. And St. Vincent and Grenadines is not an exception. We have thousands of children in St. Vincent and Grenadines that couldn't learn as expected. And UNICEF is so happy to see that you are taking corrective measures to give an opportunity for those children, mostly who are disadvantaged, to catch up. And I'm also pleased to see that you will be having also an additional critical component that speaks to mental health, psychosocial support. UNICEF has done its share in contributing to supporting the Ministry of Education in St. Vincent and Grenadines to help those children to catch up, especially to prepare for the CXC exams. And I'm talking about 3,000 children. I take this opportunity to pledge our commitment to keep supporting the learning of children, all children, especially the most disadvantaged in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and especially the reopening of a safe reopening of schools. Safe reopening means that you got to have all the protocol, COVID-19 protocol measures respected. So we will be more than happy to provide support. At global level, UNICEF is saying that the schools should be the last institutions to close. So we rely on the government of St. Vincent and Grenadines to be the example across the Eastern Caribbean to ensure that there is an acceleration of learning in helping the most vulnerable children to catch up and learn.
Thank you so much, Doc. And time is against us. I couldn't imagine that the time has flown so fast for the class. But we are just about wrapping up. And in this segment, we will look at the way forward. And let's hear about the way forward in from the voices of the following speakers.
When we think about K-4, we are thinking that these children are at the prime of their lives, and we have to now develop them physically, emotionally, cognitively, and otherwise, because we want them to be able to integrate nicely into society. We want them to be able to function at their best. And so this program is on the path to helping children realize those activities and those dreams.
We are here at Canisville, where you can see a lot of construction being going on, building schools. We as the run team, we're doing the thing for the kids. Sunday to Sunday, 7:30 in the morning to 6 in the PM. We just come around and just have a look. That is construction work. We're doing it back for the kids then. We need to get them back in school as soon as possible.
All we have to do we part.
I like to really help the kids and them because I'm a mother of kids too. And I have to be a part of it and help. I will put my best foot forward and help.
Hey, my name is Walt Carter, and on behalf of High Point Church, we'd just like to say that we support the education recovery efforts.
This period of COVID and the recovery after the volcanic eruptions, it is vital that everybody, and particularly the parents, persons in the community, and of course the students, the teachers, everybody, recognize that we are in a very special period. And each of us has to do better than before. Each of us has to do more with less. Each of us has to embrace learning by distance. We provide all the technologies. There has to be an enthusiasm about it. It has to be a noise in our blood, an echo in our bones. Because if we don't do it together, within 5 years, within 10 years, we will see the downside of the fact that we lost so much instructional time through face-to-face, through COVID and the volcanic eruption.
Okay, students, so now I take off my teacher's hat and I put on my MC's hat. And I just want to remind everyone that this launching exercise will officially set in motion a number of activities, not only geared towards the development of academic skills, but also life skills. Among other concepts, the recovery program will emphasize special education and disabilities, the idea of learning through play, the relationship among home, school, and community, and the integration of technology in education using apps, websites, and games. It will highlight, as you've seen, the contribution of partnering agencies like UNICEF, UNESCO, the Global Partnership in Education, the GPE, and the OECS. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Marlon Anton James, otherwise known as Teacher Tech. Have a good day.